Matt Meehan here for IrishBoxingCom. Jay Byrne, we're at the Wasserman press conference. It's good that some of your lads are on this, and I remember you said 23 months ago that you want your lads to be on these shows. Your lads are on these shows. First off, how are we? And it's a good week to be Jay Byrne.
Yeah, no, it's great for our lads. Delighted that they've earned their way up to these events, and please God, 1, 2 or 3 of them may change their lives on Friday night.
I remember you just saying there at an interview that 23 months ago you set out to have shows and do stuff on a regular. Did you believe that it was, that you were actually going to have the shows and the National Stadium was going to come not once but twice, and everything that's happened in between?
Year 1 warehouse, year 2 National Stadium. By the end of year 3 was the 3 Arena. That was my plan. Everything I've said from day 1 has happened. I feel like I'm a part of this show. I've been working with the Wasserman backroom staff a good bit through this event, and I've learned a lot from them, and I feel we're on course for what we said on day 1.
October, another massive card, 5 50-50s, 5 debutants, a stacked card from top to bottom if you're a hardcore Irish boxing fan, and a TV deal as well, just to put the sprinkle on the ice. How are we feeling towards it?
Yeah, great. It's a Jay Byrne card. It's a card I want to see. I want people to sit down and want them to be entertained. 5 50-50s. There's not one person in this country that could sit and tell me the 5 winners of them fights. Yeah. Because they're real 50-50s. You might pick 1 or 2 of them. I don't think anyone will get the 5 of them right. Yeah. And there's debutants on the card. We've 3 females on the card. Yeah. It's
Kelsey, Sarah, and Christina.
Yeah. It's 2 debutants. The two of the girls are debutants. We've John Carpenter returning after a layoff. It's a layoff. 2 to 3 years, I'm not sure. Look, it's a great card, and it's everything I want boxing to be. I want 50-50 fights. I want to give people opportunities. I want to work with other managers and promoters, and that's what I've done. There's a lot on the card that I don't manage, I don't promote, and it's basically everything we said from day 1. On day 1, we hadn't got these 50-50 fights because nobody was ready for the 50-50 fights. Over the last year and a half or so, we've built all these people up. We've built these fighters up to get ready for this stage, and this is their next step. And come through this, then there'll be another step.
In terms of the 50-50s, there's one clash I think that everyone is, well, not everyone, but I'm looking at that's kind of your domestic Crocker Donovan. I'm referring to Tony McGlynn versus David Ryan, an absolute crack of a fight.
It's a great fight, but do you know what? No disrespect to either one of the lads, that fight has probably been forgotten about because everyone's talking about Donovan and
Crocker.
No, everyone's talking about Edward Donovan and Paul Ryan.
Yeah, Paul Ryan. Yeah,
that's 2 European gold medalists as amateurs.
That were in the same team with each other as well.
They're fighting each other.
Yeah.
But then you've got Daniel O'Sullivan, who hasn't took 1 step out of line since he went pro. Everything he's done has been immaculate against Irish sensational amateur Dean Walsh. Another great fight. Kevin Cronin, fresh out of MSG, he's going to be in the 3 Arena now. He's been already in the 3 Arena, and he's fighting Cottle Crowley, who also hasn't took a foot out of line since he's gone pro. Peter Carr and Sean Murray is probably, in my opinion, that's a war. Yeah. So, what fight let you down? There's no fights there that let you down. Every one of them fights are, wow, Tony and Dave is a great fight because it's happened and it was a war. But people aren't even really talking about that fight at the minute. That fight's going to explode from day 1, or from bell 1. Once that bell goes, them 2 lads are going to the middle of the ring. Tony's telling me he's going to be 100% fit this time. There's no way he loses that fight. And I say Dave Ryan saying, well, I beat him comfortably the first time in my head, so I'll beat him again. Great fights. 5 great fights.
Just Paul Ryan, Edward Donovan. The tournament's obviously in action next week, and then obviously a few weeks after, it's Edward that's out. Was it difficult to make this clash, or was it again 2 lads on the dot line? Yes, and let's go.
Easiest fight I've ever made.
Within how long? A few hours. Shorter.
Probably 10 minutes of negotiations.
Oh wow.
But 12 hours because I sent the message before I went to bed, and it was answered when I woke up. Yeah. Basically, Edward had reached out to me, seeing was there any way I could do a bit with him, help him out, get him back going, get him active. Yes, 100%. Edward's a lovely kid. We've got on great. Spoke to him many times over the last couple of years, and I have a lot of respect for him and his family. Paul Ryan, I'm managing now. Yeah. Again, Paul wants to get going. He wants to fight in Ireland. 2 signings, yeah. I had signed Paul. Plan was get Paul out, get him active, get him going in Dublin. And Paul said, I fought the number 27 in my last fight. I don't want to go backwards. I want a real fight. Edward then asked who to be on the card like the next day. I said, Edward, it's full, I'm sorry. Then I was just going to bed and I thought about it. I was like, that could be a fight. So I reached out to Edward.
Just a thought in your head?
Just because I like Edward. I was thinking there's any way I could get him on the card. And I was looking at who I needed to match and I went, oh. I said, I don't know if that would happen. So I reached out to Edward. He accepted straight away, but then I had to send it to Paul to see was Paul interested in that fight. And Paul said, yeah, I just have to, I'll take it, but I just have to speak to my coach. And within minutes it was done. Both lads, deal was done financially, no issues with either one of the boys. Deal was done, and again, no disrespect to either one of the lads, between either one of the lads, both very respectful of each other. And again, as I just said, 2 European gold medalists in the amateurs, boxing.
You don't get that much.
No, not a deal like that, straight out bang. But again, it's a TV, it's a main event on TV, it's in the National Stadium. So if you're not going to take them fights, what fights are you going to take?
Was there a difficulty in picking the main event?
No, I think
there's so many good fights there.
You know, usually you'll only get one title fight, you might even get two, and a lot of the time I like to try to reward the ticket people who sell more tickets and things like that, keep them higher up the cards and all that stuff. But I just think the calibre of that fight in regards to the background and the fact that, look, Edward's last fight was in the Tree Arena against Craig O'Brien, big card. Then you've got Paul's last fight was in the WBC competition.
Derek Pamela or something like that.
27 in the world. Really? And I look at, I think it's worthy of it. I think it's definitely worthy of it. I think it's a fantastic fight. But other people would say Daniel O'Sullivan and Dean Walsh potentially for an Irish title is a bigger fight. Maybe because of the title it's for, yes. But I just feel, I think we picked the right fight for the main event.
Is that anyway close to being even with the Irish title? Could that be in contention?
Which fight is this?
Not the main event, the one. Dean Walsh, sorry,
yes. If Dean Walsh comes through on Friday, injury free, and the whole lot, there has been an application made to the BUI. It's not agreed yet. It hasn't been approved yet, but there should be no reason why it wouldn't be approved once Dean does his job. But then we have to negotiate a deal, which I've already basically done with Mick, but we have to finalise on Friday.
I was looking through. I remember you did a post on your Instagram as the story, and you were kind of just match fights. And Sean Moy versus Peter Carr was on that. You probably didn't think of that, but it's kind of, you said it, and now it's happening. If you get me.
Crossroads fight.
Yeah.
Crossroads fight. Daniel O'Sullivan beat Peter the last time out. Peter had an injury to his hand then, he was out a bit, and he wants a rematch. But I don't mean this in a bad way to Peter, but he hasn't earned a rematch yet. You can't just lose the fight and then expect Daniel to put his position on the line. So Peter has to earn it. So you don't earn that by beating a journeyman. Sean Murray has lost his last 2 fights, so he needs a win to get back in the mix. So, the winner potentially could go up near Celtic title mix and get going again, and down the road they could be fighting the likes of a Dean Walsh or a Daniel O'Sullivan or that. But for some reason, Sean decided to want to fight Peter last year. He just fancied feeling the power or something like that. Peter wasn't happy with that, got a bit personal. Then the weight couldn't be agreed. But now both lads realise where they're at. Both lads know it's the best fight for them. And that fight,
is it still personal?
I think there is a bit of personal there.
A bit of edging in between that, competition.
I'm not saying it's disrespectful, but I do believe that I don't think both lads like each other. Because Sean just said that he fancied power. He thinks he wanted to test Peter's power, see if he got power. He said it at a press conference. And Peter just looked and was like, not happy with that at all.
I've never seen that,
and
bit of a smug on his face.
Sean
like, did
basically
you
said at a press
that?
conference he wanted to fight Peter next, and Peter kind of looked at him and
Peter
wasn't happy with that, and I think it's grown from that. But I do believe that fight potentially could be fight at night. That could be a fight where the 2 lads go to the middle of the ring, and there could be a knockout in that fight, definitely.
I'm going to ask this question now, but when you're matching fights, I guess you talk to Butch, obviously, to make the fight and always get his suggestion, or did you have a team around that you'd...
No, basically, Butch would probably laugh at this one and say, no, I don't hear it till it's done. I get ideas in my head and I'll send it to Butch. What do you think of this fight? And Butch go, yeah, that could be a good one. And then I text him half an hour later and say, I'd send the Butch a message. Obviously, I go through Butch. I always run past Butch and say everything to Butch. Like, we talk daily, 10 times a day, But I'd send Butch a message at 8 o'clock and say, come here, I was thinking of Sean Murray and Peter Carr, what do you think? And he could say, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad fight. And I text him back 20 minutes later and say, yeah, that's done. I've done it. I'll have gone, I'll get it done real quick. You know, it's.
You've got a bit of ADHD in you that you haven't get diagnosed yet.
No, I've definitely ADHD. There's no doubt.
I can see it. I can
No
see
doubt.
it.
There's no doubt. Sometimes I'd be sending a bunch message at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, but I can't sleep tonight. But I'm just thinking of this. I'm just thinking of that and that. Start them, will you, friend? Remind me.
What the fuck is this guy texting me?
I'd be going, remind me of that during the week, will you? That's just the way I am, you know. But I feel that's why I'm so precise in what I do, because I'm always thinking.
Just the two lads quickly, Senan and Paul. Hopefully, if a win comes through for both of them, where can they go next in terms of obviously breaking out the domestic stage? Where lies next to them?
There's also Glenn.
And Glenn as well. Sorry, my bad.
Well, look at it. They're in the shop window on Friday night.
Yeah.
As a man have said, it's their first time in Dublin and won't be their last. I want Glenn. I want the three of them, Glenn, Paul and Senan. Please God, under the Wazaman banner. That would be the dream down the road, to get under a banner like Wazaman or, you know, Queensbury
JBX,
things.
and that's what you dreamed of.
I manage them. I manage them all. I manage all the fighters, and if I can get them good promotional deals, that's my job done as a manager.
Just quickly about the Glenn Charlie situation. Obviously, Charlie pulled out with the sickness. I heard I can't remember what it was, but I heard it was a sickness. Just any comment on that at all whatsoever?
Yeah, look, I believe Charlie and his team are good people. He got an ear infection or something like that, and he collapsed and he ended up in hospital. Nice guy, genuine guy. I think he's a genuine fighting guy. No disrespect from us towards Charlie and his team. I wish him all the best, and we may revisit that fight down the road.
So it's not out of the water yet. It's still down the road.
Look, I believe that rematch has to happen.
Yeah.
What it's for, we'll decide down the road. It could be bigger than a Celtic title if we do a rematch.
I've asked Glenn this. I've asked Ian Gocken this. I want to ask you now this. Obviously, just the James Freeman situation. Just any comment on that at all whatsoever? Just if you want to.
Look, it should be. It's put to bed. Look, James was the fright Glenn. It goes back to James calling Glenn out. He obviously had a few drinks in him or something that night. You know, we were making it for Galway. To be fair to James, he was available for Galway. He accepted the fight. I don't know if he thought the fight was going to happen himself. But he did accept the fight for Galway. There was no issues there. I requested when the Galway show got cancelled, the next show I knew of, because this wasn't available at the time, this show was October. He refused. He didn't want to box on my show. I don't referee or judge the fights, but that was his opinion. And I understand that. I get that. Then when I asked to put on the Mick Conlon cards, there was an excuse, okay?
What was that you heard of?
Okay,
no, it's a question. Yeah, no.
He had an excuse, and whether it was a genuine excuse or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a fighting man, and if a fight was put to me and I had 8 to 10 weeks, I'm taking it. I don't care if there's something in the middle. I'm cancelling that. This is my career. Like, that's my opinion. Everyone's not like me, so that's probably why I say things I probably shouldn't at times. But then,
it is what it is, though. Yeah.
Yeah, look, you know, we could have put it back to October. I just don't think you. I think he knows Glenn beats him. Yeah. But again, I probably said he's a coward. He's this, he's that, and the whole lot. I probably shouldn't have said that. I have respect for all people that step into the ring. I just very annoyed over, that. And then look, if it was the Freeman fight now, Glenn wouldn't be in the situation again he's in tonight, where he's had a letdown yet again for the Celtic title. But it is what it is. Respect to James. A lot of respect for Ian. Ian knows that, and I will say things about Ian's fighters.
In the heat of the moment.
Well, if Ian's it's a fight in my lads, I'm going to have my opinion. Ian will have his opinion. I'm obviously vocal. Ian wouldn't be as vocal, and that's the way it is. But look, there's never any disrespect to Ian or anything like that. Me and Ian have known each other well before we managed. Well back. Me and Ian know each other.
10 years
we would, and well before we managed fighters, so we won't ever fall out over that. And I have got respect for James and Ian, so just want to put that on record.
Just last question, quick one. Who's the opponents for Glenn?
Jamie Quinn. He's a southpaw. He's been in with Anthony Yiga. He's been in with
Pierce
Anthony
O'Leary
Yiga, Pierce O'Leary, Chris Congo, and another guy that was 7 or 9-0. So
went 4 to Pierce O'Leary as well.
Yeah, he's never been. He's only been stopped by Pierce, but he's never lost to anyone bar the people I've told you. They've all been European champions and some of them have fought for world titles. So I think it's a big test, because it's gone from being a come forward, small, stocky fighter to now fighting a southpaw that likes to box a bit on the back foot. So
bit of a different change.
Yeah, please God, Glenn just does his thing, gets in there and wins.
Byrne, really appreciate it. Thanks, always.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do.